This is video number 3. I'm going to be talking about how to process our data in ArcGIS to get it ready to go into Grasshopper. So we're on workflow component number 1, which is DEM import, analysis, downsampling, and export. I'm going to try to make this one pretty quick. So there's a few things. There's a few things you gotta understand. First is what a DEM is. DEM stands for Digital Elevation Model. And it's essentially the representation of the ground plane or of sort of a landform through a black and white gradient. So brighter equals higher, darker equals lower. Is sort of the general DEM signature that people are used to. So for this project, or I guess for this demonstration, we're going to be working on a DEM of Mount Rainier because there's a lot of relief, and it'll be easy for us to kind of visualize what exactly is going on. So the reason we're working in GIS is because to adequately scale the output of the Grasshopper script, you need to know kind of the real world size, so to speak. So I've got a DEM. I've already dragged it in. You can get DEMs all over the place. USGS Earth Explorer is a favorite of mine, and the national map, of course. But yeah, so this DEM's great. It looks super cool. Very high resolution. But there are a few things that are going to be tricky for us to work with using this DEM. Number one is that we can't really edit it in a traditional sort of contour workflow in its current state. We could, but it's so high resolution that it's going to be hard to sort of identify bands of elevation that we can work with. There's something we can do about that in ArcGIS, and it's through the contour surface tool. So click that. So this takes a raster and it outputs contour lines. Now, it's interesting because it can output contour lines, it can output a smooth surface like the one we've already got, or it can output contour fill. Contour fill is pretty cool. You want to set your nth contour line in bold to 0 so that it doesn't bold any contours in contour fill mode. And we'll leave our contour fill as 100 because that'll still be, what, roughly 42 contour? Quite a few contour lines. So when I hit create new layer, you can see it's created all of these bands, all these steps. And these are useful because now we have contours that we can edit. We can sample these in Photoshop or GIMP or whatever you use, and we can pull them and push them and make ridges and swells, etc., etc. But we still have that accuracy of a real-world DEM. So these are quite useful. But it's still very high resolution, which is kind of nice. I mean, look at how smooth that line is. But since we are going to eventually end up turning this into 3D points, and quite a lot of them, 96 by 96 of them, whatever that number is, we need to make this lower quality so that our computer doesn't explode trying to process it. So I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to click data, export raster, get rid of my raster functions. And now you can pick all different things here. I'm just going to make it 1,000 by 1,000. your computer can probably handle more than 1,000 by 1,000, but for the sake of the video and this not crashing while I'm doing the video, I want to keep the resolution pretty limited. I'm going to pick where I want to put it. I'm going to call this Rainier underscore JPG underscore DEM. Save, export. Failed to export the data. What? Try to export it as a grid file. So we'll do this 1,000 by 1,000 and export. There we go. Okay, so now we have our file. Look at how pretty and much lower resolution that is. Awesome. Like I said before, it might actually be better if you exported it as a higher resolution, but for the purposes of this video, this is fine. Unfortunately, look how muddy that is. Anyways, you get the idea. So now we have this this exported DEM, and in the next video, I'll take you through how to bring it into ArcGIS and work with it and make your 3D geometry and link it, etc., etc. So, see you then.